Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The Prime Minister of Hungary, Mr. Viktor Orban, visits Washington as we speak. So he met with Donald Trump today, and he secured full exemption from the United States of America's sanctions on Russian oil. I did not know that an independent country from the free world needs the permission of another country to do business with whomever they want. I don't think there is no, how should I put it, no mandate coming from the United Nations making Hungary follow the United States' unilateral demands. So therefore, by seeing this kind of slavish behavior, we can conclude that Hungary is not an independent country, it's not a sovereign country, but it has a boss, and that is the United States of America. That is the first topic of this video. The second one, Trump sees a good chance of meeting Vladimir Putin in Hungary. Have you ever heard Vladimir Putin, the bad guy, remember the bad guy, changing his mind every day regarding an issue? I will meet him, but I will not meet him. I will meet him, I will not meet him. Have you ever heard Putin saying, I will do this, and the next day, no, I will not do this. And the next day, I will do this, and then I will not do this. Now, I know that Trump, in his delusion and in his big ego, he thinks, because I know he bragged in many of his rallies, that he's unpredictable, that a lot of his business partners, adversaries, claim that Trump's toughest weapon is unpredictability. Therefore, we're going to make a deal tomorrow. Okay, here, shake hands. And tomorrow I say, no, I changed my mind. We're not going to make a deal. Now, where I come from, that is a piece of shit person, not an unpredictable businessman. It's an unreliable businessman. And Donald Trump, he's a good chance of meeting Putin. I would gladly like to hear Putin one day say, you know what, I don't want to see Trump. I don't want to see any of the Western guys. Zero, nothing. If they want to see it, I don't want them to tell me. I want them to show up in Moscow, unannounced. That's what I would do. Because and when they show up in Moscow, I will make a decision if I want to meet them. Because that might show really that they would like to meet me. But then I have the final decision. It's kind of embarrassing and insulting to hear these guys in the West, I'm going to meet Putin. Well, I'm not going to meet Putin. I will talk to Putin. I'm not talking to Putin. Who the hell do you guys think you are? And remember, these are countries that are not better than Russia in any way. But hey, they think that Putin is waiting, it's scratching at the door to speak with them. Then we have Ukrainska Pravda stating there, and I'm quoting what Trump said, there is always a chance. Trump still sees Budapest meeting with Putin as possible. Have you asked Putin if he sees it as possible? This is insulting. Remember, if we are on equal level, you don't decide when we meet. We both have equal say in when we meet. Trump behaves as if only he matters. Like Putin is a little girl over there waiting for some attention. When Trump decides to give it, Putin is going to shine. If he decides Putin is not going to have it, Putin is not going to shine. I mean, this is insulting my comrades, my fellow Americans. This is very insulting. Now, if you think that's okay, I hope that happens to you and see how okay that is, you at the receiving end. Now, you might say, as someone I know dearly said, I'm not going to be in that position, still will make you a piece of shit. Why? You're not in charge. You think you are. That's the delusion. And it's very dangerous when you look down on an opponent. All right? When you disconsider an opponent, because you become unprepared for the challenge, and then you're going to lose. And maybe the loss would be a loss that you can't recover from. You know what I mean? Then we're going to go to the United Kingdom. United Kingdom is the head of the Hydra in Europe, and not only. United Kingdom is like the opossum. You know what an opossum? Opossum, as the American says, opossum, possum, possum, possum. It's not a possum, it's opossum, opossum. For all of you over there, possum, possum. What the fuck, possum? Opossum. Wait, that's an opossum. Got it? All right, now that we figured it out, United Kingdom is like an opossum. That is, has teeth, shows aggression, but it's harmless. It's harmless. The United Kingdom is harmless and is a, how do you call it, a shirker country. Avoids accountability and tries to solve its own problems or own agenda with other people's lives and other countries' children and so on. In this case, listen to this. United Kingdom, which is England, just so you know, is not the Welsh, is not the Scots, is not the Irish or the immigrants who are going to take over that island, which the Russians are just waiting for it. The problem is those guys will have nuclear weapons. So then what? So UK and the Baltic countries simulate war with Russia. What do you think that means? Do you think UK will fight Russia? No, it means you are going to fight Russia for us. Thank you very much. Next topic. When you can't compete in free market, in capitalism, we were told that if you're losing on the market, that means your product is not competitive, sucks basically. So what do? In the capitalism that we were taught is this. You should do this. You go back, you study the market, see what other people have or other companies have better than you, why they are prepared or they are chosen by the population and preferred by the population, by the public, by the consumer, and you go back in your shop and you design a better product, and you try to sell it in a competitive price. That is better, a little bit more expensive, or even better and less expensive than the competition. With the right commercials, advertising, you might destroy everybody. Because the population will realize this product, once they buy it, is better than this product and this product. This is how healthy capitalism, free market, we were taught in Romania that the Americans are engaged in, like democracy and all this garbage. Well, it doesn't work that way. Let me tell you how capitalism really is in the world. I have the muscle and I can punch everybody in the face. Therefore, even if I can't sell my product, in this case oil, on the European market, because my oil sucks and is more expensive than the Russian oil, what do? Well, I'm going to find a way to eliminate them, make it illegal for the competition, which is the Russians, to sell their oil into the market that I want to penetrate, which otherwise I can't. And I eliminate competition by sanctioning, and everybody else will listen to what I tell them. Therefore, I win the competition. Is this the capitalism you are taught in school? I don't think so. But that is real capitalism. Now, if any other country would do that, the Americans will cry like bitches and say, oh my God, that's protectionism, that's something wrong. When they do it, I dare you say anything about it. Now, you tell me about capitalism. There is, Ukraine secures a 25-year deal with regular US gas supplies. The same thing is with the gas as is with the oil. Gas in Hungary in this case, oil in Hungary in this case, and gas in Ukraine. So The Ukrainians secured a worse deal with a worse and more expensive product, liquefied natural gas, from the United States over the Atlantic Ocean through the Mediterranean. That's going to be much expensive, instead of buying it from the Russians next door through a pipe. But hey, they secured it. How do you think they secured it? Is because Putin closed the flow? No, it's because the Americans told the idiots in Ukraine, you don't buy it, you buy mine. And that's capitalism. All right, let's start with the first topic. This comes from Russia Today. Hungary secures full exemption from United States sanctions on Russian oil, according to the Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orban. Budapest will continue to have the lowest energy prices in the EU, the Prime Minister has said. President Trump has agreed to provide Budapest with an exemption from Washington's sanctions on Russian oil, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban said. The first and most important thing is that we managed to protect the utility cost reduction, Orban said. So Hungary will continue to have the lowest energy prices in Europe. Now I have a question. What is the legality by which Hungary has to obey US's sanctions directed towards Russia? I tell you, there's none. There is no legal basis under which Hungary must impose sanctions on Russia and don't buy its oil because the Americans said so. That tells you that the Al Capone's plantation is, as I always told you, Al Capone and the vassal states, the slave states, the vassals. Hungary is one of them. Congratulations. So tomorrow, if the Americans tell the Hungarians, you know what, I don't want you to do X, Y, and Z, the Hungarians must do it, because Hungarians are independent, are sovereign, and free people. Do you want to befriend a friend like the United States of America? It's not a friend, that's a master. That's what it is. So and Orban is very happy about it, celebrates it. We got a full exemption, man. As what? Who are you? You're a slave nation. Good job. Next one. You're not going to hurt me with Romania. Romania is way ahead of Hungary in being a slave. Okay? Now try something else. Next one. There's a good chance of meeting Putin in Hungary, Trump says. The summit that was supposed to take place in Budapest last month has been postponed. Well, it was cancelled by this guy and now it's postponed. Let me tell you this. The Russians, the Chinese, and other countries, for good reason or good reasons, want to be treated as equal. Because after all, Donald Trump is the president of one country, not the whole world. So again, if you look at the United Nations, the United States has no, 2 votes or 3 votes or more importance than Russia. They have a veto power. China has a veto power. The United States of America has a veto power in the United Nations Security Council. So does Russia. So there's no difference than what the United States of America's word is equal with the Russians or the Chinese. So when I see that Trump has a good chance of meeting Putin, he's okay with that. As I said, I would like to hear Putin say, well, I'm thinking about it. I don't think I want to meet Trump anymore. What do you think will happen if Putin says that? I tell you what's going to happen. The media will immediately tell you that Putin doesn't want peace. If Trump does it, Trump is unpredictable. He's a master negotiator. As a Russian, every time Trump says, I'm gonna meet your president, I'm not gonna meet your president. I'm gonna meet. For me, this guy is not a serious partner. I mean, why? If we sign a document with this guy, tomorrow he can change his mind and the document becomes null. Why do I want to make deals with this guy? The only deal that this guy understands is this. power, force. You can sign anything with the Americans. Tomorrow they can break it and say, I changed my mind. You don't think that's true? I will give you two examples. The first one was the Paris Accords, which I congratulate Trump from getting out of them in the first term. And the other one was Iran nuclear deal. He just said, I don't like what the American administration, previous one, signed. Therefore, I get out of it. So then you tell me, if you go to a bank and you sign a deal for a mortgage, let's say, and the next day the bank calls you and say, no, I changed my mind. New leadership came in charge of the bank you're working with, and we are going to renegotiate the loan. What do you think you would, and worse for you, what would you do? That's not a serious partner. You would take them to court. But Trump did not give a damn. Not serious. Besides, when two people meet, if they're equal, they both decide when they meet. It's not, I meet, I don't meet, I meet, I don't meet, and the other one is waiting. Is Trump going to meet me? No, not anymore. Oh yeah, he might. Oh no, it's okay, Putin. He might meet you. Okay, I'm cool, man. Oh, he's gonna meet me again. What is this? Hollywood? This is not serious. And that shows on the American as a country, that's their elected official. People voted for him. And he's like that. All right, let's go to the next one, which is again from Ukrainska Pravda, and I'm quoting, there's always a chance Trump still sees Budapest meeting with Putin as possible. Yeah, he works like this. I work like this, and it seems like Trump is again unpredictable. Possibilities and probabilities. Is it possible Donald Trump meets the Ayatollah in Iran? It's possible. It is probable? No. It's maybe 1%. The same here. Is it possible that Trump will meet Putin? Yes, it's possible. It's probable? I don't know, I give it about 30%. And I tell you why. It's not because Trump doesn't want to. Trump is not allowed to. Putin is allowed because Putin is in charge. Trump is not in charge. Trump is a tool. All this, I meet you, I don't meet you, he wants to meet with Putin. Probably Trump really wants peace in Ukraine. He's not allowed. Why? Because of his weakness. I think this guy was really blackmailed. I think this guy is scared to death to move to the left or to the right. By whom? See who he is not criticizing, and you're going to find out who is in charge of Trump. Next one. The English want other people to pick the hot potatoes from their fire. United Kingdom and Baltic countries simulate war with Russia. Politico. Now let me give you this. Outside of United Kingdom, which I think it's about, 60 million people, 70 million people, 65 million people, the Baltic countries are 3 of them. And I'm going to show you on the map their location, and more importantly, I will show you, their population. All right, their number. So here is a map. These are the Baltic states. This is the Baltic Sea right there. So this is Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania right there. So these are the Baltic states. United Kingdom, as you see, is not next to Russia, which is right here. It's far away. But they will use these imbeciles to get fucked up by Russia. So these 3 countries right here, all right, these 3 countries right here, which I don't know what this guy is doing to me. So these 3 countries right here, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, the total population of these countries is, brace yourselves, 6.1 million people. These guys right here. United Kingdom right here is about, 64 million. But hey, they are not here. They are here. So when these guys are going to simulate a war, these guys will try to hurt Russia with these 3 countries. The same thing with Finland, the same thing with Ukraine, the same thing with the baboons in Moldova, the same thing with the baboons right here in Azerbaijan or Armenia. The Brits, will work with other people to solve their problems. Remember, that island right here, where is it? This island, or islands, how you want to call them, these are poor. If this will have no commerce with anybody else, they will be starving. They need the rest of the world. The rest of the world do not need them. So that's obvious that these guys have to create problems in order to dominate and get resources. Otherwise, they are starving. There's just winds, rain, and sometimes some fish around this. That's all they got. All right? That's all they got. If these guys remain alone, they will be starving. Remember that one. They will be starving. They don't have grain to support themselves. All right? But they are training these guys to fight the Russian Federation, so maybe they have access to this part of the world, the Brits, again. They've been trying this for centuries. All right, next. Ukraine secures 25-year deal for regular U.S. gas supplies. This is according to Ukrainska Pravda. This is treason. This is treason. And this is portrayed as fantastic, great news that Ukraine will buy from United States of America natural gas at a premium price instead of buying it from the neighbors. Right here, cheaper through pipes. No, the gas will come like this. It will come through the Gibraltar, which is British colony or whatever it is, going to the Mediterranean, go to the Aegean Sea. Actually, they go here to the Adriatic Sea, I think to Croatia, and from Croatia they will get something. All this will cost much more than just getting it from the Russians. So that's how you eliminate competition in free capitalist. Ukraine has signed a memorandum with a Greek company, Atlantic Sea LNG, liquefied natural gas. Trade on regular deliveries of U.S. liquefied natural gas through Greece's gas terminals. So it was not Croatia. Croatia, I think, is Hungary with the oil. Ready? The agreement provides for regular supplies of U.S. gas to Ukraine via Greece gas terminals and vertical corridor at a premium price. Do you see anything here? Do you see any price here? No. I tell you that. I tell you that. This is treason. Next, and the same with Hungarians. Hungarian oil company MOL says it can drop Russian crude. How? Who's going to provide them? We don't find out here whom, but they tell us how they're going to do it. MOL, which operates refineries in Hungary and Slovakia. Hungary has no fucking oil, just so you know, but it has MOL, the company. And Slovakia said that the pipeline from Croatia can effectively replace most of its oil supply if Russian deliveries to the Druzhba pipeline via Ukraine stop. Why would they stop? I tell you why. Because you have some criminals in Kiev who will stop the delivery. This is how Druzhba goes. Druzhba comes over here. This is the map. Well, let me show you the different map. Druzhba comes right here. This is Ukraine, this is Belarus, this is Russia. Comes over here. And here it splits, I think, in two. One goes like this, and the other one, I think, goes to Belarus. From the Belarus, it goes towards Poland. The other one goes like Ukraine, and then goes right here where you're going to have Slovakia and Hungary. That's how they get it. So this one was bombed 4 times, Druzhba. Druzhba pipeline coming this 4 times by the Kiev in Russia, right here. Now, they will not get it from there. They will get it from Croatia, right here. And who's going to be the supplier? Again, the failed competition. The United States of America's oil. So, go ahead with your, I don't know, business administration or chain, whatever you have, how do you call it? Chain and whatever degrees you might find in the United States of America, that means nothing. You should find geopolitics and military techniques. If I punch you in the face, that's capitalism. That's how capitalism works. You're not allowed to buy the cheapest product because your boss doesn't allow you. But hey, European nations are called the free world. Like that. It's such a matrix, such a hypocrisy, such a lie. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.